Okay guys, making a song in Logic Pro X. In the last tutorial we did this song Slow Down, and I showed you one way to use the drummer track to get a drum track for your demo and build a song around it. Okay, and as you saw in that tutorial, I just did a very quick mix, just a few minutes balancing things out, and this is the mix that we got at the end of that tutorial. Okay, I'll just play a little bit of it, a tiny bit of it.
Come on, pretty baby, won't you walk with me? Come on, pretty baby, won't you talk with me? Come on, pretty baby, give me one more chance. Try saving our romance, slow down.
Okay, nothing wrong with that. It was a very, very quick little balancing mix, and there's nothing wrong with it. You could use that as a demo for all the things that I said at the end of the last tutorial. Okay, but there are some very, very fundamental things that we can do with a rock mix, just fundamental stuff. That can just give it that lift very easily. And I'll just show you those few things that I could do to this mix quickly to just give it a quick enhancement. Okay, so we'll start by going to the mixer, and I'll just widen the channels. Now this is the drum channel here. The drums are in stereo. We're not using a multiple output kit. Okay, you can set the drum kit designer up to do multiple outputs, but I'm not getting into a tutorial on that. There's a complete tutorial on our channel explaining everything about the drummer tracks and everything about the drum kit designer, the default instrument for drummer tracks, and that includes a complete section on using multi-output drum kit designer kits, plus tips and tricks, right? But we're just using a basic stereo kit, so the entire kit is on this stereo channel here. Now the first thing I'm going to do is take the compressor off it. I put a compressor on at the end of the last tutorial. Just take that off. You've still got the multi-compressor on. Okay. Now I go down the channel and to the sends here, and in the next available send slot I'm going to install a new auxiliary send, sending out on the next available bus, which for me is bus 3. It may be different for you, but my next free bus, that's the next bus in the list with nothing in brackets after it, is bus 3. So I'm going to install a new auxiliary send on this stereo drum channel, sending out on bus 3. Boom. And the send is created there, sending out on bus 3, and a new auxiliary return is automatically created here, receiving on the bus 3. Let's solo that new auxiliary return. So on the original drum channel here, if I turn up this auxiliary send 3, I'm sending a copy of the drum mix out from the stereo drum channel out to the stereo auxiliary return. The more I turn this send up, the more of this stereo drum mix gets into the copy channel here. So we turn this send up until we get a good level on a copy of the drums on this new stereo channel here. Like that, okay? And then I'm going to compress this new copy of the drums on this stereo channel. So put a compressor on it. I'm going to use the studio effect and I'm going to compress the crap out of this copy of the drums. Okay, really heavy compression. Now, that is way too much compression if we just put it on the drum channel. But this is a copy of the drum channel, heavily compressed, right? Now, the crash ride in the chorus is pumping away because this entire drum mix copy is being pumped. So I'm going to just lower the cymbals. So with the drum track selected, smart controls, just lower the cymbals down. Okay, back to the mixer. So I've got this really heavily compressed copy of the drums here. We've been listening to it soloed. Now I'll just unsolo it and turn it off completely. Okay, now we're listening to the regular, clean stereo drum channel with the rest of the channels. This is what it sounds like. Okay, and now what I do is I blend in this really heavily compressed drum submix with the original clean mix, and this is called parallel compression. And you blend in the really heavy pumping compressed submix of the drums alongside the clean mix, and it adds in extra power, but you keep the cleanness and the definition on the original channel. This is like just adding extra power. Okay, and have a listen as I fade it up and down, the difference it makes. Right, so I blended as much of that parallel compression with the original drum channel to taste. Okay, now therefore I've got the original clean drum mix and the parallel compressed copy of the drums blended together now, which gives me more power. But the combination of the two is making the drums a lot louder, so I'll lower the original clean drum channel a bit, about 1.5 dB, and then balance the two. Okay, there's the drums, a lot more powerful, a lot more powerful. Okay, that's the first thing. Next thing, I'm going to mute the bass, mute the lead guitar, and then we've just got the two rhythm guitars that are double track. They're both playing exactly the same thing. Right? Let's mute one of them. Now, this rhythm guitar has got the old school punk sound. So I'm going to EQ it. I'm going to take the mids down and give it a boost at the top end, so it's more trebly. Okay, and then I'm going to put quite a lot of reverb on it with the auxiliary send there. So this is my very reverbed, thinner guitar, but I lower it right down in the mix. So all we're getting from it really is we're getting this reverbed ambient sound of the guitar on this channel, but it's low in the mix. Right, then we bring in the other rhythm guitar, the double track one, playing exactly the same thing, but this one we take the reverb almost completely off. So this is the dry guitar, which has got more body. Okay, this is the thinner one with reverb. It's further in the background of the mix because of the reverb, but the reverb adds the ambience of the guitar across the mix. But this one, dry and more up front, provides the body of the guitar and definition. Then I blend those two together with the drums. Okay, then I bring in the bass and balance that to the guitars and drums. Right, done. And then balance the vocal with those. So the vocal here, I got that saturation plugin on it, if you remember from the tutorial. This is optional. I like to put a bit of saturation on a vocal for a rock song sometimes. I'm going to bring a little bit more of that saturation, just a bit, and just balance the vocal to the mix.
Come on, pretty baby, won't you talk with me? Come on, pretty baby, give me one more chance. Try saving our romance, slow down. Damn, I said you're moving away so fast. You gotta give me a little love, give me a little loving. Oh, if you want our love to last.
Okay, and then I'm just going to get the smart controls for the drums. And I'm just going to balance the snare to the same level as the vocal, which is a kind of standard thing to do. The snare wants to be loud, you want to hear it, but you don't want it louder than the vocal. But you don't, so that every time the snare hits, it masks the vocal. But you don't want it lower than the vocal, then it loses its power, right? So I'm just going to basically set this to the same level as the vocal. Just lower those cymbals a bit more first. Right, here we go.
Well, I used to walk you home, baby, after school, carry your books home too. Now you got a boyfriend down the street. Baby, what you trying to do? You better slow down. Baby, moving away too fast.
Okay, bring the cymbals back up a smidge. There you go, that's it. That's it. And then the last thing to do is get the guitar solo leveled. So just bring the guitar solo back in. And I'll use the volume control here to do that. And just set the level for it. That's it.
Solo.
And that's it. Then after that, all it is a matter of just listening and subtly just tweaking. Just the tiniest changes in the level of the faders, you know, and also You can tweak obviously the level of the drums, kick, snare, etc. And that's it. Then you just listen and do a little bit of tweaking.
Well, you know that I love you, tell her what I do. Come on, pretty baby, why can't you be true?
And that's it. Okay? And just those basic things really can just bring the mix out. Parallel compression on the drums, a very standard technique in mixing rock. Parallel compression. The double track guitar technique, and it only works if the double track guitars both playing the same rhythm thing, right? These guitars playing exactly the same thing, so I'll make one thinner with reverb so that it provides the ambience for the guitar spread across the mix, but it's in the background, not too much, so otherwise it becomes just a big sea of reverb. So this just provides that ambience of the guitar. The second guitar doing the double track part is dry and up front, giving the body and the definition, then just balance the rest to suit.
I need you, baby, oh so bad. The best little woman that I ever had. Slow down. Yeah, but such women are way too fast.
And that's it, right? So I hope that's useful. We're not getting into like a proper mixer. Just there's some very basic techniques you can do that will always make a rock mix. Just give it that lift and a little extra power. Okay. Hope that's useful, and I'll see you for the next video. If you're into these making a song in Logic videos, then the next one I'm going to be doing is we're going to do the song Fast Car by Tracy Chapman, and in that one I'm going to show you another way to use the drummer tracks in combination with the arrangement markers to build a song. Okay, otherwise I'll see you for what other videos we make. So I hope that's useful, and I'll see you for the next one.